Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's YOBOI 3 and welcome to Boss Rush Island 3. Today we're getting 100 pops versus Phayze. Honestly, I didn't really like this boss that much. It was like, you have to use Spike Factory, which is kind of lame. But we're just going to start off here with our free ninja and a 102 Spike Factory. If you're missing Monkey Knowledge, you're going to be behind, but just get a Smart Spike Factory up, and, that's 002, which is very powerful. It's just going to be slightly less powerful, of course, because you're not going to be able to get these starting upgrades up. But yeah, then we're just going to go for another 00 factory. We're going to be trying to get it up to a 032. The 032 gets like some big plus 10 damage versus Moab class balloons, which is like very fair and balanced and really doesn't need a nerf overall. I mean, it's only the thing we do for like every boss rush ever that it's allowed in. So yeah, we're just going to move the Spike Factory so that they're hitting the boss balloon but not the track. And then we're going to save up some money here, and after the third skull pops, I guess, or maybe the fourth, whatever, however you want to call it, once we're on skull 4, we're going to be buying the Moab Shredder and just making sure it's targeted, hitting only the boss balloon and no regular balloons. We're going to be going for a second Moab Shredder. I try not to spam them too terribly hard. It just feels kind of lame to do it too much, so I think we end up with 4 of them total, which isn't too bad. I mean, you guys can hopefully keep up with it. Otherwise, 3 of them is going to work pretty much just as well. Get up a 420 Glaive Ricochet, and if you want to, you can get up a second one now. I personally wait a while, and I just get up, make sure the Spike Factories are targeted, and then get up a 204 Rubber to Gold. It is worth it to get it to 204 just because it gives slightly more Spike Pierce. And then, here we're going for a couple more Spike Factories here. I just like to have the 1 and then 3 in a row. And then right here is where you'd want to get up a second more Glaives to avoid death, because there's a lot of balloons here. But then we just go for a 402 Embrittlement Monkey, who's going to be able to handle things pretty well. And then, of course, just more targeting spikes, super fun. Now we're going to go for some flavored trades boats. These guys give a little bit of money, but we're mostly using it for increased sell value, I guess. And not really. We kind of just want money. What can I say? I'm Jewish, if you didn't know. Fun fact. So we're going to save some money here. And then once we're at 22k, we can sell our first Embrit and buy this guy to a 420. I like this placement a ton. If you guys are a little bit behind, you can place it lower. If you haven't been popping the boss as fast, right? You guys just want to place the embrittlement so it can just barely hit the boss, right? And then we're going to spam down 2 more Rubber to Golds, and then here I finally get up a second more Glaives, which is almost too late, We got a ton of balloons coming here, but yeah, finally we get it up and it's all chill. The Super Brittle is very, very powerful, but it's not the most consistent. But yeah, we want to get up as we get the Super Brittle, quickly get up tier 5 boat, and then spam down a bunch of tier 3s, and we also have a couple tier 4s, but we can just leave them there for now. They're not actually all that worth it. And I should have done this a while ago, but I placed down Ezili finally, and you just want it so that it's placed in a way where it won't really hit the boss too much, but it will be able to use its totem properly to buff things. So yeah, we sell our Spike Factories and our Super Brittle in order to get up a 025 Flying Fortress. Flying Fortress with the middle cross path is very, very powerful, but it kind of has anti-synergy with the Embrittlement and Super Brittle, which is why you're not really going to be seeing those anymore. We can get up a 042 Spike Factory, and I just like to have it on automatic targeting because, well, it automatically targets. It's a lot less work, and when you're this far into the game, it's kind of, it doesn't really matter whether you're manually or automatically targeting it, so why not just do automatic? I get up a tech bot for it because I'm really lazy, I guess, but you guys can click it manually if you want to save the 50 monkey money, or if you don't mind spending 50 monkey money, maybe you can use code YOBOI, that's YOBOI, in the BTD6 shop, as well as, leaving a like and subscribing if this video helps you out. You guys know this, it's Island 3, come on, you guys saw the first 2, maybe. I do these every 2 weeks, so if you like keeping up with them, just subscribe. We're just going to get down a 502 permanent brew. I guess 501 would be the exact same. I'm not sure why I got the cross path, but I did, so womp womp. Then you're just going to want to target the Ezili totem so that it is in range of the Flying Fortress and the Spike Factory. That way they will actually be benefited by it. I unfortunately used the ability before I did that, which means that I don't even know where the totem ended up, but it wasn't buffing anything, so that was lovely. This permanent brew is going to buff the pierce and damage of both of these guys, which really helps out for the Spike Factory because it gets benefited by both pierce and damage, because two Spike Factories, the pierce pretty much is the damage stat, like it's all one and the same. And then after we get this guy up, we're going to be starting to save up for our super mines. In order to get the super mines, we can sell our Spike Factory. But yeah, I'm kind of indecisive a little bit on where I should put the super mines. I decided that I should get it inside of this triple sellback value area because I'll be able to, get more money out of it later. But as the boss progresses some more, and I realize that I'm going to need to have about 70,000 saved up, I believe, I decided to move it over more to the left so that it'll have more time, that it'll be effective, rather than just selling back for more. It's kind of a personal decision. It's up to you if you want to keep this spot or if you want to have it a little bit more to the left, but here we go for the left. It still is in range of two of these sellback merchantmen, so not a complete waste. Now that we're at about $75,000, we can sell the Carpet of Spikes in order to get up the super mines. This happens for us at about 81 pops. There is a pretty good bit of RNG, and it depends a lot on skill as well, just how quickly you're able to get up boats and merchantmen and all of that stuff, and all these damn rubber to golds. Speaking of rubber to golds, we're just going to get down one more over here. They are very valuable and worth it, I think. It would be really awkward if I watch a video and someone else does the same strategy and gets one more pop by not doing any rubber to golds. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, we're then going to be going for another Carpet of Spikes on automatic, just in the back here, and it should be barely in range of the permanent brew. And honestly, you can place it just a little bit further and get up a Desperado to buff the permanent brew's range, which is something we're going to do later anyways, because getting P-Brew range is pretty important, as it allows you to place things closer to the exit of the track, and as the boss approaches the exit, that's very beneficial, of course. I'm going to speed things up here to 150% speed because it's mostly all the same. We're just kind of targeting the super mines, and then getting down here is a Sky Shredder on Wing Monkey targeting, of course, 520. And sorry if I'm kind of overusing certain phrases, I know I've said of course probably 5 times this video, but yeah, here we start to sell the boats other than the ones that are actually helping out our Spike Factory, and that is so that we can get down a Bounty Hunter to buff the range of the permanent brew, and then we can place down a new super mines who's going to be just at the edge here so that it'll be able to affect the boss pretty much like the whole rest of the track length. It's gonna, I guess, be a little bit off at the end, but don't really worry about that. Now we can sell off our boats and the other junk, the rubber to golds that were over there. And here I get back some more rubber to golds, but I'm not entirely sure if those were worth it. But yeah, we're just going to target the Ezili totem so that it's kind of in the center here, and we're going for our last couple of pops. There's not really a lot we can do here. I'm kind of scrolling through and going okay, there's nothing really to buy. Get up to Golden Justice and the, I should really know this guy's name. Hold up. The Blazing Sun. Yeah, this is my channel avatar. I should probably learn it a little bit more, but whatever. So yeah, just target your super mines, get up your Blazing Sun. Very beautiful. Usabilities, of course. Moab Hex actually is kind of nice. It will make you some money because it will allow the rubber to golds to fully affect things. I did notice that balloons spawn in the entrance sometimes, which is kind of funky, but whatever. The last thing I get up is a Dark Champion. I get it inside of the range of the permanent brew, and then I just teleport it out of there. Of course, doesn't really add much damage as the boss is pretty much completely gone, but hey, every little bit helps, and we do manage to get 100 pops, so whatever we're doing, it's working, right? Hope this guide helped you out. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see everybody next time. Next video will be tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.